Hello, this is rear brake pads and rotors on a 2011 Honda Pilot. That's the rotor. I got the rotor from O'Reilly's because I like that brand. It comes coated like the European ones. Doesn't rust. Less chance of warpage. I like the pads from the dealer. You know, they're not that expensive compared to the aftermarket. The pads come with a little bit of grease. You gotta grease them and put the shims on them before. Let's take this off. These are 12s.
I've already popped the hood and taken the cap off the brake reservoir, brake fluid reservoir. We're going to push this piston back in. You don't need back pressure really on that. You want the fluid to be able to either leak out and have a tap down on the reservoir.
Just the air to escape. Here. I have all sorts of tools to push this back, but I prefer just to take the pads off. And I have channel locks. If you don't have anything like this, they have a little tool. You could even rent it or buy it. They're pretty cheap, but it goes in here and you kind of spin it and this piston pushes back. Brake caliper tool. I'm just going to push the piston all the way back. That's this flush. The rear ones here are, and then I'll take my hammer. Alright, let's check these, make sure they're nice and looped up. Alright, so now it's called an impact hammer. These screws that are on here, they're just on tight, they're not rusted. It's just the way the system works, is the way they're designed. A lot of times I'll open a Honda's and there's chisel marks here, or you know, this whole thread is busted because people are trying to take it off with a regular screwdriver. You need one of these. You could just buy one for like 12, 15 bucks, or rent one at any auto parts stores. Put it in, left for loosening it, right for tightening it. So put this on here. And tap it a couple times, and basically you're kind of tapping it in and twisting it at the same time. That's what it's doing. It's like pushing the threads in a bit. Okay. The rotor. Now normally these things would kind of fall off, but on the back these things have emergency brakes. It's kind of like old school shoes on here, so that's what the low tension on here is. Just kind of grab and work it to the side and pop it off. And that's the emergency brake. And the one thing that transfers from this one to the other one is grommet. It's the emergency brake adjustment. In case your emergency brake is, you know, when you go to place it, you can adjust it that way, but I'm trying to push the grommet out from the back. Like this, around side, flat side. Okay, now so it shims really quick. Let's go to rotors. Rotor. I'm gonna put this. If you have a hard time putting this on, you could always grease it a little bit, but mine's still rubbery. Shove it in there. Okay, and then now you have your orient. Make sure this, like, see the way I kind of set up. Well, mine has to be like so. So this and this will match. Those two holes. And then, I'm over timing these things. I don't like them. They get over time. I kind of tap it like I said. I kind of hear the noise change a bit. You know, it gets to the point where it's just down to the bottom. It's got a light tight on it, so I'm not trying to over time it or anything like that. But you do it where it's kind of like a ping changes, you know, sitting all the way down to the bottom. There's no more tightness for it to go. Any pressure you're putting on at that point, you're just either messing up your tool or the face of that bolt. All right, so. Alright, so the way these pads go, these things are kind of spring loaded at the end right here. So you put your pads in at an angle, kind of like that, and then kind of rotate the pad into place. And I'm going to just make sure it sits flush. Something for the back. Put it at an angle. Push the spring in and shove it in place. Alright, so now caliper goes on, and then you gotta make sure this flat side goes against that flat edge. Both sides, the bottom and the top.
And then these I'm going to be kind of just hand tight, so fix it all the way down.
I'm already enough power tools on the caliper bolt. Alright, there it is. I'm gonna go pump the brakes a bit, but I'll put some anti-seize on these and put the tire back on. Good luck. Pump the brakes before you drive.